everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today you are joining me with my May book haul. Also, really quickly, if I sound a bit blocked up and my eyes a little bit red, allergies today. They're really kicking my butt today, so apologies, but there's not much I can do about it because I ran out of my antihistamines and I need to get some more. Anyway, I'm pleased to report that in the month of May, I somehow controlled myself a little bit more. I only have 6 books to talk about today, and of those 6, one of them I'm borrowing from a friend, and a few others I didn't have to purchase. So, self-restraint, is this a new thing for me? Pretty much. So we're just gonna jump right in with the first book, which I bought, and that was Arthurian Legends by Rosalind Kirvan. This one was a cover by as well as an author by. Now you may recognize this author name from my channel, and that is because for the Reading Rush Readathon, that little mini 4-day edition one, I read a bunch of fairy tales that were retold by this author, and she's a really good author in the way that she also includes notes on the stories. So you get the original tale as well as the source material behind the tale, which is really, really interesting. So from the title, I think you can tell what this is about. This is King Arthur. There are a few different tales from that legend era. So you have 7 different tales here, and then also the notes on those tales here. As you can see, I have started it. I actually have 2 bookmarks in use in this one for where I'm up to in the tales and where I'm up to in the notes section. So if you love fairy tales and myth and legend and learning more about the influences behind all of those things, definitely try this author. And yeah, it's really beautiful to look at as well, so major bonus. Next up, I have a new release middle grade, and that is Her Perilous Mansion by Sean Williams. Now, I got this one because a colleague mentioned that it was a really, really good middle grade to recommend. They enjoyed it thoroughly, and it's also by a South Australian author. Hi, I'm South Australian, so I wanted to support that as much as I can. And also it sounds magical and enchanting, and apparently it's similar to Harry Potter and Nevermore, so that's all I need to know. But I will tell you a little bit more about it in case you are interested. In this one, we follow, by the looks of it, 2 young people as they go to work at this mansion, I think, which is largely deserted, but soon they realize that the house and its inhabitants are not quite what they seem, and there's more at stake than just their jobs. And then the last line on the blurb is, can they solve the puzzle of her perilous mansion before it's too late? Dun dun dun! We love high stakes and we love a good puzzle. So, super keen to sink my teeth into this one. I think it's going to be quite an easy read, hopefully, as well as a very magical one. So I'm very, very keen. Next up, we have another new release that has been highly anticipated by, I want to say, most of the world, and that is A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. Now, if you aren't aware, this is a prequel to the Hunger Games in which we follow President Snow, for he's the president, as he is a mentor in the 10th annual Hunger Games. I have since read this. I'm working on editing my reading vlog, which hopefully will be linked up above and down below at some point. And yeah, I can understand the mixed reviews on this one. Overall, I did enjoy it, but you'll find out more of my thoughts in my wrap up. I'll go into a little bit more detail there, but if you like the Hunger Games, pick this up definitely. I will say though, I don't think it needed to be over 500 pages. And I mean, I wasn't expecting a prequel story from President Snow's point of view, but that's what we got, and I'm still happy that we got more content from this world because this author's concepts are just so, so good. Next up, we have a book that I actually borrowed off my friend today that I got, and that is the 11th book in the True Blood series, which is Dead Reckoning by Charlene Harris. These books are so easy to binge. If you want something supernatural but easily relatable, those two things sound super weird together in a sentence, but our main character, Suki, is a waitress. She is just going through her life, and then she finds out that there are supernatural things in her world, and everything goes from there. So this, like I said, is the 11th book. You've probably heard of the TV series, which is based off of all of these. I struggled to watch that. I prefer the books, as you can probably tell, because I am up to number 11. So I think this one will come in handy in the month of June because I am currently slumping a little bit, and I think something like this, which is super easy to consume, it's basically just mush to shove in my brain, is going to help me get out of that slump. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. No pressure, right? And then I have another new release. This month's haul, as you could probably tell, is basically just a bunch of new releases, and that is Hot Dog Girl by Jennifer Dugan. Dugan, that one. Now I saw this at work, and this pretty much was just a cover by as well as like a texture vibe, which I know probably sounds super weird, but it's one of those covers that's sort of vinyl-y, but sort of not. I don't know, it feels really nice. So I got it. This one just sounds like a really good high school tropey type story. You have Lou Parker, who is determined to have the absolute best, most impossibly epic summer of her life, with just a few things that will stand in her way. So one of those is she's landed a job, but she has to be the giant dancing hot dog. Her crush already has a girlfriend, and her best friend, who always has been up for everything, suddenly isn't when it comes to Lou's quest to set her up with the perfect girl. Reading the back of that, I just get summer story vibes, and it's going to be a good change of pace from the fantasy that I've been consuming lately and just the weirdness that I've been consuming lately, I feel, because this hopefully will be pretty easy, and it's super floppy. Oh, so satisfying. So satisfying. I've never picked anything up from this author before, but I have seen, where is it? There's like a little excerpt in the back of this for her other book, which is Verona Comics, and I've seen that around before too. So if I like this, I'll try that. We'll see how we go. The second to last book that I purchased in the month of May was Burn by Patrick Ness. This one was one of my highly anticipated reads of the year, and I have a reading vlog for it, which I'll link up there for you. Basically, if you've read any of Patrick Ness's stuff before, he does magical realism, he gets super weird, and if you're down for that, you'll like this. In this one, we follow Sarah as her father has had to hire a dragon to help on the farm, so there are dragons in this one. It's set in the 1950s, and Ness really explores some of the conversations on race and sexuality during that time, which was one of the highlights of this book for me. And there's also a prophecy, an assassin, some FBI agents, a cult. There's a whole lot going on in this. So if you want to see my spoiler-free reactions to that, go check out that reading vlog. I'll also link it down below just in case. You'll also, once again, find out more of my thoughts on this when I film my end of the month wrap up, which I haven't done yet because I'm hoping to finish off 2 more books in the next 2 days. So fingers crossed again that I can do that. And the last book that I decided to get in the month of May was Aurora Burning by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the second book in the Aurora cycle? Yeah, in the Aurora cycle. The first one wasn't my favorite. I think I was expecting like Illuminae level awesomeness, and instead it was sort of here, it read more middle grade-y, but I still want to continue on with the series because I've been seeing a lot of people loving this, and I just need to know what's happening so that I can be in on that. If you don't know, the first book in this series, Aurora Rising, follows a girl called Aurora as she wakes up from like a 200-year sleep or something like that. It's a space set, high stakes, plot-filled adventure story with a squad of misfits. So if that sounds like everything that you love, go check that out. I'm also really here for these covers because damn, that artwork. Amazing. So there you go. Those are the 6 or 7 books that I acquired in the month of May. There's a few different genres there. There's a few different age levels there. And I am excited, as always, for the potential of new books into my brain. So comment down below if you've read any of these books, what your thoughts are, spoiler free of course, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!